Давайте продолжим с вами Wolfenstein. Угу. Угу. Так, ну что у нас? Тут там задача пустоши, давайте. Угу. Пойдем вдвоем. Угу. Что там? Потом.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure.
Стандарт.
Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by.
Машина с маслом, необычным теплом. Вот я понимаю. Так, вопрос другим, это продукт вложит много рабочего. Да, с тобой клюшкой. 21 раз слышу, свидетелей нет. Нет свидетелей, да.
Customs and inspection, right
Там
this way.
Смотрим. В этой стороне. Че?
Identification, please.
Удостоверение личности, пожалуйста.
Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantine commode. You can't miss it. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
Наверное, это какая-то ошибка.
Not gonna lie, you're in a pickle. But Udom's an interesting guy. Maybe y'all could come to accords if you play your cards right. Huh. Records show this ain't the first time your ship's been impounded. Seems to get cleared up pretty quick. You might not be in this pickle for long. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sick bay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and it should be so obliged to get off my ass about it. A handful of sand cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? The fence. You'll find her in the restroom go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right. You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony. Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though. Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
Happy to help. It's my job, after all.
You're real good at it, too.
Отлично получается.
Well, thank you, miss.
Приятно,
It's
когда
nice to be
тебя
recognized.
ценят, да?
Can we move this
Можешь нам
along?
пройти?
I have a
У меня есть
certain
одно дело,
matter
которому
I'd like to
мне
attend
стоит
to,
заняться,
Captain.
капитан. М. Как работают алких...
Are you pulling my leg?
Судите?
Goes like this.
Вот так, когда давно
Back on
еще на
Earth,
Земле
before the
путешествовала
crossing,
компания,
the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had
обладает
potential.
потенциалом.
A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the board.
Теперь называют коллегией. Коллегия — это управление большей части системы, да?
Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year.
Это год. Больно всех мало. Понял, как это воспитывать.
Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope.
Надежда.
Once everybody been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
Есть на самом деле ощущение, где сидят главы этих компаний.
Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself.
Пусть последний. Сейчас в туалет схожу. Извините. Кто мог подумать, новая система столько независимо работает.
Relative to the board holdings?
Относительно.
Not really.
Чтобы работать,
But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either.
Послуженному списку. Скажешь, нас сумел смутить.
They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them.
Его говорят, что вы знали, куда не стоит ходить. Что об этом мне?
All right.
Ладно. Можно здесь рассказать о удобном было.
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison.
Что коллеги представляем здесь. Определенное напряжение между.
They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they got to depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. You sure you didn't just step off one of the interstellar freighters? There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them, or you don't work at all. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining their ranks, and we sure as shit ain't about to do that. Sounds like, yeah. But from where I sit, it's all coming through loud and clear. They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that, would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we may do all right. So far, anyway. Sure thing. Be seeing you.
Can we talk?
Так. Побочные. Давай сначала это. Потом все остальные. Ух ты. Угу.
Wish we had bigger weapons, but no. Be careful about blowing holes in the hull.
Чё, блин? Не понял. Цель задания находится в закрытом зоне. Вас обнаружен, вам откроют это с помощью маскировки, вы можете избежать медленной локации. Вас суждено выяснить, каким экипажем есть ученые полетит на улетет. Так. Угу. А где? Я забыл, как называется это. Угу. Так, устройство вокруг может обслуживать эффектно. Ну, кстати, это зоне. Угу. Угу.
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Here we go.
Ваш качественный инструмент, который можно использовать в паре с плащем, теперь может автоматически скрываться, войдя в собственную закрытую зону.
No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I heard everything.
Остается принадлежит проходному сохранению превосходства. Не понимаю. Ваши карты, которые вы можете использовать в паре. На физическом этого автоматически войдя, собственно.
You know, it takes more muscles to
Smile.
Who told you that? Graham?
asshole.
Давай сохранимся на всякий случай. Так, голографическая маска включена. Если голографическая маска во время доступна закрытая область. Достигнута определенной площади. Для достижения, как вам обещать, можете делать слово вновь включать площадь.
Keep your sights out, friend.
What do you think you're doing? Just don't complicate my job, okay?
Что, кушание. Не понял. Где? Внизу. Где-то тут.
Hey, I saw that. What do you think you're doing?
Позволяйте.
Just don't complicate my job, okay?
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering.
Как вы говорите, сейчас доступно?
Got a hot one for you. Captain Gunnar McRed. Just 26 hours old. The posting, that is, not the criminal. Allegations include several counts of flying under the influence, carrying open alcoholic containers, failure to pay docking fees, resisting arrest, and assaulting not one but two officers.
Должных лиц.
Swerving in the air was more like it. Then he crashed hard into the dock and tumbled out of his ship and fled on foot. Spilled Rizzo's Violet Spectrum vodka all over Officer Hartley. An affront of its own, considering none of us are approved for anything higher than green spectrum.
Есть ли догадки, где искать можно?
Last tip we got pointed toward the back
Это
base.
интересует награда.
You want the reward? Do the legwork.
Почему бы не попасть?
You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time
Рано или
before
поздно
someone brings me
что-нибудь
McRed's
снесёт
head,
мне голову,
or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you. Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take my duties real serious. I would have no qualms whatsoever escorting you to a cell. Understand? Then get to business or get moving. We're the security force here on Groundbreaker. Started back before the crossing, you know. The original force was made up of a Marine detachment from the 77th Marine Expeditionary Unit, Trailward Fleet. Folks started calling us Mardettes because it was easier to say. Guess it stuck.
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today? This is the security desk, sir. If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sanita. I'm not authorized to take incident reports anymore. I'm not so good at filing. Mix up first name and surname 1, 2, 7 times. Well, folks are liable to start taking your filing privileges away. We can't just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be, well, that's not... We just don't. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sanita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something.
Точно, надо же еще заплатить пошлину, оформить документ. Так, сколько это?
I told you, I'm not allowed to file stuff anymore.
Да, взятку или...
Oh, right. Okay. Mind you don't touch nothing. Fees or no, the other Mardettes won't take it kindly.
Can
we talk?
Так, подожди. Не сюда надо. Мне нужно... Вот сюда. На терминал. Главное. Ящик картриджа на стыковке. Субъект хочет купить одно из наших судов. В цели предлагаем щедрую на готово обычное награждение. Наши решившему передать линии обмотки. Тасков последней надежды. Наемник противник коллеги, убедив наемники арестовать капитана грузового. Так, враг грузового, которого гори один был вместе мозгом. Контр-герой кадр Удмана Бедва. Да. Не пойму, почему охота с этой змеей из коллегии. Правильный загад Затона. Любви налогу. Главный совет лучше какую-то будут то луна обрушит на вас все карты. Небесные одобрят по... Сам не могу. Накрутил фингни. Аркет выращивает. Получив заказание по присяге, Меркеда ведь дело ходить и валить, только вряд ли это кто-то-нибудь сможет отвести над Загедлиан. Товары. Задержанный наемник, который терминал своих дел, перед допросом были конфискованы личные вещи. Пистолет, джок, топорик, металлический обруч большой, четкий ОНР. Закрытый ящик нет разрешения на досмотр. Наемники сбежали из допроса, свои вещи, теперь они будут храняться в подсобке на посту, пока эти придурки не явятся за ними. То, что, скорее всего, никогда не случится. Изучение карты журнала извлечен. Дневник. Валим. До свидания. Так, найти терминал способ. Дать катш. Кто это?
Got it. His name is Reginald Chain, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit card he used to buy his seat on the salvage ship. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to avoid the authorities?
Властям на глаза. Какая все-таки удача складывается.
I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've spent as many hours as I have in contemplation of the universe's secrets, you sometimes get a sense for these things.
Отлично, тогда вперед. Пока так. Пока проходим первое.
Hey there, you mind stepping back? This charming little ship's been impounded and I'm afraid I can't let you near it till it's not.
Изменится. Можешь помочь это исправить? Не трогай мой корабль.
I'd surely love to, but that's just not my bailiwick. You'll want to have words with our representative here from the board, Mr. Udom Bedford. His office is on the promenade. I ain't felt so much as a tepid breeze in weeks. I hope Miss Chief Tennyson gets that fixed soon. Well, it doesn't smell as bad here as Edgewater's graveyard in high summer, so guess I can't complain.
Either way, let's not stick around so long we all roast alive. No offense, Miss Elson, I'm sure whatever critical problem needs fixing will get patched in time.
Whew. I'm starting to feel like a cysty roast in all this armor. Gosh, I wouldn't dream of it. Not unless I got to, and I don't see any reason why I'd gotta. Do you? She's a good shipmate. Mostly doesn't act up at all. Happy to hear it. Have yourself a pleasant day.
Так, давай тогда. Дневник. Давай это. Пойдем туда. Ну, будем проходить пока те задачи, так как я не могу остальные пока пройти.
The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the
Нифига себе.
Now with 12% more crunch.
Давай. Я думаю, сюда. Так, объект найден. Ну, сюда. Опа.
Bless my
Так, вот
heart.
дело. Как незаконно
A
стучит в дверь.
stranger come
Бедная
knocking on a
старушка.
poor old woman's
Глэдис.
door. You here for a
Насколько
particular
цели пришли?
reason?
Елисавета
Or
оставила
did the
кое-что
neighbors
мне.
tell you how
Вкусное
good my
сухое
sugar
печенье
cookies
без
are?
исполнения, натуральное
Made without a
ингредиент.
single
Печи.
natural
Прям как в
ingredient.
магазине.
Or an oven. Just like store-bought.
Меня прислал Фенеас. Сказал, что у вас можно купить новый ключ. Стеллбэк.
Won a charming copper kettle off that girl who runs the pub. She's a fierce arm wrestler. But she's no match for your pal Gladys.
Ей не сравнится. Фикс. Понятно, пока не могу. Не... Ой.
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me?
Слушать. Мне прислал Фенеас. Сказал, что у вас можно купить новый.
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key, and they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
Можете мне скидку? Никто не говорил, что биты у меня маловато. Но мне нужно
I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms, might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfends someone call me a liar.
Хочешь поговорить по интересному виду, который вы упоминаете?
Yes, dearie?
С удовольствием этим займусь.
Ain't that just a treat?
Как хорошо знаете,
So, you know Edna, over in engineering? On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway, and Antique Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
Хватит слов. Почему Роузвер забросила?
Edna didn't seem to think so, and I trust the dear girl's judgment. Well, maybe not in men, but she knows her comms. So, like as not, someone's been down there recently. And if someone set up shop in Roseway, I'd wager they got something to hide.
То есть им есть скрывать. Если компаратор города, который там скрывается, ну зачем же подавать сигнал бедствия? Интересный вариант.
I appreciate a man who knows one when he hears it. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
Вам нужен кое-кто, кто все разведает. Мои услуги.
Neither do mine, dearie. Old Gladys knows the value of good work. You'll be compensated accordingly, I can promise you that. Should you find yourself responding to a certain distress call, and in so doing find yourself in possession of certain valuable corporate secrets, well, then we ought to have a chat over a pot of tea and my famous cookies.
моим замечательным печеньями. Загну, если вдруг что-то подвется.
Law bless your atoms.
Закон ваших атомов.
Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done.
Заглянуть стоит Глади, когда закончите.
Anytime,
Скажите
sweetheart.
вам, где мы
You know where to find me.
возьмите конфету.
Here, take a candy with you.
Can we chat?
С этим разобрались тоже, да, получается. Все упомянул ученые, так и сходцев. Так. Найди на... Не то. Не пройти пока. Давай вот это. Новости реклама срочного выпуска.
Do you have defend your corporate township from the dangers of alien wildlife and the unemployed? Talk to your local manager about applying for military training and lend your life to protecting our wonderful brands and products.
Просить. Так, сюда.
I know she's in there.
Я знаю, что это надо. Move.
You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene.
Can't say I've seen you before. I take it you're a freighter captain? If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. We're having a spot of trouble with our delivery service.
Вот он просил вам сказать, что вы отцепились от него насчет груза.
He must be referring to Irion. I'm sure the fool's gotten himself into another scrape. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm ever going to get my service mechanicals at this rate.
Матонов. Автоном.
Surgery mostly. Medical personnel are difficult to come by on Groundbreaker.
Почему?
The board won't let their doctors and nurses station here, and they own all the medical schools. If we can't hire their people, we can't hire anyone. Everyone on staff here on Groundbreaker was trained by me or Idris. We're good, don't get me wrong. But we've only 2 heads between us, and we don't know everything. Our delivery man. A brave idiot with a penchant for getting himself delayed, sometimes by dates, usually by bandits. I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. We need his delivery soon as yesterday. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. That's where I'd start, were I the adventuring type. You look out though, the place is probably crawling with outlaws.
Еще один, значит, Так, на корабль походу. Кто идет? Ну давай это. Сейчас здесь раз заберем, потом пойдем все-таки поговорим. Нас корабль отцепили. Да, я не хочу. Давай сюда. Узнаем, что там. Что да как и почему.
McRed, were you expecting any company? A neighbor from above approaches. Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the grill. Yum, yum. Time to feed the flames. It's nothing personal. Promise.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like? I don't think this deck is too well ventilated.
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a mind to be murdered by a psychopath who plays with fire.
You came with the crew. Welcome. We got plenty of space to spread out, but only room for one captain.
Положите, пока всю палубу не сожгли. Просто исследуй корабль. Вот это место попалось. Если ничего личного, я пойду. Все-таки. Так, сейчас. Можем, давайте. Так. Ага, давай.
Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company? Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the grill. Yum, yum. Time to feed the flames. Nothing personal. Promise.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like? I don't think this deck is too well ventilated.
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a mind to be murdered by a psychopath who plays with fire.
You came with the crew. Welcome. We got plenty of space to spread out, but only room for one captain.
Так положи, пока всю палубу не сожгли.
Ooh, look at the courage on this one. Lay it on me, boss. Give me a taste of that fiery primal spirit. Listen to the fire of those convictions. This one's hungry for justice. Alive or dead, rare or medium. What's it gonna be? How do you want me cooked, bounty hunter?
Не надо насилия, дайте мне зажигалку, и я уйду.
My flame?
Мой огонек, искра.
Little flick here got me started on the pyro path.
Ладно, она ваша, надеюсь.
Fine.
Там ей будет хорошо.
Give him a good home.
Don't worry, Mr. McRed. We'll treat Mr. Flick extra nice on account he's your friend.
You call your lighter Little Flick?
I'll miss my baby pyro, but it beats losing my head. This court needs its king, and I'm one of a kind.
Гравировка санита, скажи.
Keen eyes you got there. Sunita gave me this lighter. We had a carnal understanding a few years back, and she wanted me to have something to remember by. Lay it on me, boss. I'm good for it. Ship got impounded. The crew and I racked up a debt while we were grounded. And my baby got sold to Sublight. Scrapped for parts. That's bureaucracy for you. Piracy with a smile. Am I your dark reflection? Shit, must be getting old. Stayed here too long, and the groundbreaker drains you like a fuel tank. The second floor is my place. Off limits to the likes of you. Whatever business brings you down to my domain, keep it local.
Hey, Captain. I heard the Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson. I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
Ну что ж, может меня всякому научить. Конечно, может сейчас отправимся в Анжелию. Мне казалось, что ты говоришь, что ты можешь поддерживать корабль. Ты говорила, что можешь.
I absolutely can. I'm a passing fair mechanic. Even Mr. Thompson would have said it's my only skill. But I'm used to working on cannery lines, AG loaders and the like. There's tricks about ships I ain't learned yet. All I'm looking for is a few pointers. I bet a lady who runs a whole station has forgot more than I ever learned. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about anything else before we moved on?
Порвать и возвращайся на корабль, дальше я пойду без тебя. Нет. Мы идем, соответственно. Так. Проверим запись, соответственно. Так.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastard.
Yeah, nope.
Так. Я понял. Так, подожди. Так. Вот так. Нужен дневник. Так, какие? А, ну вот, понял. Сюда.
How goes the hunt? I've been ruminating on it, and I decided, if you ain't killed McRed yet, I want you to hurt him a little before you do. Nothing excessive, mind you, but the scoundrel deserves a light beating at least before he kicks off.
Забудьте пока про награде, я хочу с вами договориться.
Have at it then.
Вперед.
How goes the hunt? Nothing Here's the bounty payout. Nice work down there. With any luck, we can hire more sharp-eyed bounty hunters like you in the future.
Кто идет? Так, теперь, ну давай. Найдите капитана. Подожди. Это на корабль, мне понятно. Я не могу. Это тоже на корабль, понятно. Оружие бездны тоже на корабль, понятно. Ну это хотя бы, да, это сюда. Именно папуш, кажется, он на свою семью на ночь. Ну так-то, ну. Так, нет, подожди. Так, как?
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors.
Редко бывают гости. Капитан безнадежного права, мой корабль сейчас на приколе.
I heard we had someone in impound. Wish I could help. I gave the bureaucrats a motive authority over freight traffic, and it rankles them good when I challenge it. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting.
Сделать все возможное, чтобы помочь вам сохранить порядок. Не начинать никаких свар, но порой это зависит не от меня.
At ease.
Вольно, приятно
Nice
видеть
to see an
богатя с
outsider with some
сработанным
working
мозгом.
brain cells. So what brings you to
Что
Groundbreaker?
привести вас
I'm
в
curious, even though
превосходство,
9
мне
times out of
интересно,
10 the
несмотря
answer
на
is
то, что
just
в
passing
9
through.
случаев здесь люди говорят, что да, я тут приездом. Освобожу корабль и отправлюсь на Монах.
Interesting.
Любопытно, власть.
The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going, most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is
Можно
fine.
просто Джунлей. Зачем все эти формации Парвати?
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry. Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive.
Вам нужен наемник, чтобы это решить. Я не очень дорого беру. Я могу чем-нибудь помочь.
Reasonable,
Не
huh?
очень дорого, но лучше
That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back base.
Ясно, займусь заброшенной палубе внизу, да, приходит там, бывает.
Then you know it's a den of criminals and miscreants. Unfortunately, I'll need to ask you to return.
Я нигде ни в другом месте никогда не достал.
You must not have been here long. In Halcyon, new parts come by way of interstellar freighters from Earth, and the board monopolizes that kind of trade. That means I'd have to negotiate with the board. I've already given them the shops, the docking fees, and a damn embassy.
Похоже, это политический разговор. Вы не оттягиваете неизбежное. Снимайте ремень, дали другие системы превосходства.
Damn right. And while I'm captain of the Groundbreaker, it falls to me to preserve this ship's independence.
Принесу, вы пытаетесь как-то туда послали за деталями?
I have.
Да,
one of my engineers plus a small security detail. They didn't come back. I can't afford to lose any Mardits on this job. No offense, but a freelancer like you is more dispensable. cute.
Мила меня
My
бабушка
grandmother taught me that one.
научила,
I
я
was
боялась,
afraid
что
it had
теперь
fallen
это
out of
не
style.
модно. Тем что вам детали зататы.
Good.
Потому что как только вы
Once you've
достанете
obtained the
детали, вы
parts, we
можете
can
занять
proceed to the
следующую
next
фазу
phase of
ремонта.
repairs.
Ага, 9 уровень, отлично.
This is Halcyon News.
Нормально.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Превратитель получил благодаря вашему вниманию поговорить, порвать корабли, узнав, что у меня получилось. Спасибо за просмотр, давайте сохранимся. Всем пока. Так, всем пока.